Hello and welcome to another session of Post-Game Review with me, your host, the Casino Coach. We are playing Mega Diamond. This is in the high limit room at Lucky Eagle Casino. I really enjoy this game. What I find is I started a little higher this time around, but I'll typically put like $100 at a time in this machine because it is a $9 bet at the $1 denom. And I use the same kind of general rule as the jackpot rule, the five spins, just to kind of get a feel for what we're dealing with here. And what I mean by that is I take a look at the bingo cards and to see like how many matches am I getting on the current bingo server that I'm on. So when I look at the card, I like to see clumps of green-filled squares right on the bingo card, which means that those are numbers that were selected on the bingo server and that also match my bingo card. Now, I can select my own bingo card here. So some games will allow you to do that. Some games will assign you a bingo card with every spin. This game doesn't. This game allows you to select your own, right? So I have a nice starting point that just, doesn't really necessarily add any value in itself, but my lucky numbers are 7 and 11, so I like to see 7 and 11 in the first column. If I can find that in the first few cards, that's what I'm going to do. And I'll spin it for a few times, and if I'm having luck, I'm going to keep it there. And if the cards aren't getting as populated as I like to see them, then I'll go ahead and switch cards. So you saw me there just kind of tap the screen. When I do that, it changes the bingo card. Now the card changes, but the bingo server on the back end remains the same. So it's a matter of whether those numbers are matching up to the card itself. You also notice that I'm kind of switching denominations. I'll go, $1, $2, $5. I'm looking for something, again, looking for those cards that are highly populated. It's like, when do I want to really increase my bet? So you can see here, I'm going $5, but only 3 lines. So that's a $15 bet. I want to find something, or I want to feel confident enough in the bingo cards to say, okay, I'm ready to go 9. I think that's going to happen. So that just happened now. It's watching the cards. Let's see if it pays off. Didn't pay off for the first one. We're going to go one more time. Take a look at that card. There you go. Very nice. So that happened to work out there. Kind of felt out with the $15 bets. Once I felt confident that I said, okay, these cards, they feel pretty good. The bingo server I'm connected to has, the right number of people playing, the right level of bets going on, right? Because remember, only the highest winning pattern gets paid out. So at a $9 bet, it's a $45 bet. I'm likely the highest winning matching pattern. So therefore, won the $500 payout here. So another technique that I'm using here is the ABCO, the always be cashing out. Talked about this quite a bit, and I have to say this is probably one of the skills that I use most often, right? And I don't always do it. I work really hard to try to build that skill and that discipline, because it's not only a logical skill. Here's another one. Awesome. So again, I kind of put that bingo card up there so you can see that pattern, what that pattern looks like. It's not only a logical skill. Just because you know something doesn't mean you're going to do it, right? It's an emotional decision. Many of our decisions are based on emotion, and so we not only do we have to know it, but we have to feel it. So when we're feeling excited, we're feeling like we're on a roll, or we're in the zone, in a flow. Sometimes, right, that could be a good thing. Sometimes not, right, because that means that you may not be paying attention logically to the decisions that you're making, as you play. But being cognizant of that and understanding what you're feeling, when you're feeling it, and bring that back to, am I using my logic, right, to to make decisions here. Am I following my rules? Just even that pause in itself is very valuable. So there is this concept of, I mentioned the term flow, and that's a term from positive psychology, and it's 8 to 12 hertz in the brain. And it's kind of like when you're in the zone, right? And it has a positive connotation to it. Oh, there's another one. Boom. Very nice. So take a look at that card. It's kind of grouped in the middle, circle around. So somewhat of a pattern. And again, those patterns, if you go to the help menu of these games, it'll show you what all the winning patterns are. You will see that pattern if you go to the menu. I don't have all the patterns memorized, but as a general rule, I look for more green than red. And if I see that, that's kind of what I base my decisions on. So kind of back to the flow conversation. There's this concept. So flow is, again, a positive connotation with it. There's this concept of dark flow that happens, and especially when we're in games like this and in gambling type situations, where it feels right, but the outcome is not desirable, right? Either you're just betting a lot more than you normally do, or you're you're ignoring your bankroll rules or your own rules. So that's kind of a dark flow, and we'll talk about that. We'll have a separate segment for that. I think that's an important enough topic to spend some time on. But with that, we had a successful session here today. We cashed out what we needed to, walked away with some money in our pocket. We had some fun. I hope you enjoyed today's session, and we will see you at the next game.